Guys, so today we're gonna be talking about the latest update on the border, on what happened recently. And well, recently there's nothing happened except for us finding out about some details on this border easing measures, in which is a nonsense, but we have to accept it because if we can fight for it, but I just wish they would really just cancel the measure actually. But then, other than that, one of the thing that I am not really optimistic about, but I hope and do hope, and it's only hope that can keep me up to go to Japan. Other than that, I don't really know what else can make me want to go to Japan, except for it feels like to me that I'm losing my drive to learn Japanese at some time, but I at some point, but then I fight for it, and then now here I am learning as trying to as hard as I can to learn, even though it's online. But what can we do? So now, one of the things that I would talk about is I have been asking questions to some of people that I knew on this thing that says that if, let's just say, the number of students or people going into Japan is less than expected, then they would be pushing forward some of the dates. In which case, I would assume that for it will be by batch, but by means that December batch might be moved to November, and then so on and so forth like that. While the April and for people who have their COE in August, I do heard that they expect it to be around February that we can apply. But that's only expectation. We still don't know if it can be made the reality. But other than that, is that if let's just say, because from what I see from some of these statistics, I do understand that for students especially there is only 14% from what I think it is around that 14% range. And to think that you need 2 months to finish off this 14% is quite funny to be honest. So I do expect them to push forward if possible, so that they could at least ease the pain. And basically in and let's just say the batch after January comes in, it will be like mounted, and you we could say that this is problematic. So it's better for them to push it as fast as possible, so as earlier as possible, so that we could release ease the strain in the border, in this COVID and border situation. In other news is that finally these G7 countries, like there it's not the countries or the government, it's one of the, let's just say, major business like that, or major part of the G7 in business term, sending out a statement, or I'd say a request to open up the border for not only for business but for other too, traveler, for students, for business, for worker like that. And they say it would hurt Japan's economy and Japan as a whole. Now, in my opinion, for this matter is that why now? Why not earlier when it just came out? You can directly send a statement, a request, telling the government that this is wrong. And to send it now is a little bit, I would say, you know, when when we are already like stabilizing at least a little bit, but even though we are still stressed, depressed, and all of that, for them to just send it out. I mean, it's 4 days, so I do can't really complain about it. But then, it's still, I would say, it's still a little bit questionable because I would say, why would they send it now instead of 8th of November it just when people just seeing this problem, when people just realize that this restriction or measures is true, when they announce that it's true, why they don't just send it directly on that day or even one day after at least? Why send it as long as 4 days after? But then it's still a good sign and a good news that at least you can expect them to do it to at least retract the restriction if possible. And another thing that fairly happy about is Japan is increasing their hospital capacity from what I heard rate to attend for 30% of COVID situation like this. Let's say if COVID sixth wave comes again, worst comes to worst, in which I don't want it to happen, then they would be prepared. And another thing that's good is that at least this can shows that they might accelerate the entry for foreigners to come to Japan, which is another good sign for especially to students who have this restriction pressuring them. There's a high chance that they would at least accelerate this or even cancel this restriction, which is another good sign. So good sign after good sign and hope after hope, in which case I would really hope they would open it up as soon as possible. Truly open it up, not just open up by talking about it and then say giving out nonsense restriction. That's my hope. But then for now, I think that's it for now, guys. Nothing really major happening except for that request, and also one of the thing, hospital rate increase, hospital capacity rate increase. Yeah, and I think only the restriction is the problem, final hurdle, I'd say. Once this, and for whoever is struggling now, I would suggest you guys to push through, to hold on. In, don't give up yet, because I think this is the final hurdle for some of us, or even most of us, that are going and have to wait for another 3 4 months, 2 months, even 1 month. This is the final hurdle. Once we pass through this problem, I would see that we are in the end goal, in our end goal. If we push this through, if we keep tweeting out Japan travel ban, hashtag Japan travel ban, hashtag things like that, stop stop closing the border, or hashtag, let's just say one of the thing is that hashtag open the border Japan, like that, let's just say, then this could work. And we should not give up, and people who have given up at least try to support the people who still have not given up. Collectively, we all know we only have one goal is to go to Japan. Even though if your COE is like last year or this year, it's all the same. We all want to go to Japan. We all want to study, work, meet the other ones, and then open business or even make a business partner that at least we go there with the goal. And one last thing that I forget to talk about is that the government has said that they would like to try to experiment on opening for group tourism by the end of the year, which means that students who are still stuck can come to Japan while tourism is opening up, which is a joke. I would say, and I even laugh at it. I don't feel depressed anymore after reading that. I feel laughter inside my heart because I just see them as a clown, but whatever. you know I just wish that they would open as soon as possible and don't give up. Don't give up. If you feel depressed, just go to Twitter, tweet it out, or even if you want to talk about it in news, just talk about it. Don't be afraid. Just talk about it. It's not like they will cancel visas, unlike some country like China, let's say, or North Korea. That's the good thing about Japan is that we still can talk about anything in internet, good or bad about government. But then it's bad, but it's not something that we are talking about bull crap like that. We are talking bad. By that means things should change, and I hope things would change in the coming weeks or coming days even. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. Hopefully, you guys like this video, subscribe and enjoy, and share this video for more future videos. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.